Yes.
I just need to find a good way. For instance, if we check first, so you cannot play king g8 here because I take and I take here, right?
Yes.
So you will have to go
f7 or
to f7.
I think king 8 is the only move because f7 I can
somehow it feels that we can take on
e8,
bishop g5. Yes,
and a5.
First a5.
Maybe bishop g7.
Bishop g5 first.
Yes.
You go here and then a5 when we exchange whenever we are ready to win the game, right?
Yes.
So this is game over.
And this is really easy for them.
Yes, this is for Lei Tinjie, it's very easy to find. And so after king e8, now maybe just take here.
And queen a7.
And something like or queen d5 or maybe even e6.
I like the c6. You cannot play queen c7 because I have queen a8, I think. Yes.
So if this, then we just go
yes.
checkmate?
Checkmate. And actually you cannot prevent queen c6 or queen a8. You cannot.
Right. So this entry is inevitable, basically.
Yes. And
so for instance, if we run here and then check, you go here. How do we finish?
Bishop e3 here.
Lei Tinjie takes immediately on a8. Maybe it's this. It's not the same. So she decided to immediately take on a8. Rook takes a8. And now for the end game we discussed before, Ju Wenjun wins a move. Right. Yes. Yes. Because there we had the pawn on e6 and we played the rook b7 here. Right?
Yes.
It still is to be seen whether it makes any difference.
For example, I play rook b7 here.
Yes. So for instance, if we can play rook b7, rook takes a4.
If I just go e6.
E6.
Now
it's very similar to yesterday's game, yeah? To last game.
Yes.
Only with the bishops are of the same colors. But again, the pawn on e6, the very passive bishop and then king.
These three pieces are in the same square as yesterday.
But this is tricky. I'm not sure this was the most. It feels to me a little bit as if.
No, you cannot do this because bishop h6. It's the way you wins.
It's always wins, right? Because you cannot. And if I go back to, let's say, if I go back here, then you just.
I just take.
Yes.
I think the b pawn is too powerful.
Okay, then then it's probably and Lei has. Lei has played e6.
I have a memory of Lei and Tan Zhongyi's game. There is one game, I'm not sure which game. Maybe they are 1.5 or they are in the same score. They both wins a game, and then Lei plays white. The bar said she is winning, totally winning, but Tan makes a lot of counterplay in the game, and I remember Lei need to play a lot of accurate moves to make sure she can win this game.
Yes.
And she did it. Actually, I think if I play this position, I even will prefer black because black has too much counterplay. I don't remember which game, but I'm sure when they play this game, the score is tied.
I remember it was this kind of a type of a king's. Sort of a king's Indians type of position, right?
Yes.
Black was attacking on the queen side. Yes. Sorry, and then the rook, the queen entered the last rank somehow. It was very tricky there.
And the Lei almost play all the moves correct.
Yeah, she has this ability to make a long series of very strong moves. Ju Wenjun is thinking. She knows that rook takes a4 here is not going to help her, although technically she's a pawn up here, but this pawn is worth more than all the other black pawns altogether, probably. So you can still give one check, but at the end of the day you will have to go back probably because what else? So the computer says that you could go here. Sorry, not like that. Actually, even this for some reason is still winning.
I think Queen G7. Or
it just takes on
B6. Yes.
But
we just need to play Bishop H6.
Bishop H6. This, and here black probably sacrifices the even Bishop D8 is even the stronger.
Yes.
We take on B6, and this is a very easy win.
Yes.
Especially given the fact that this pawn is in the color of the black bishop, but it will not even get to that here, I think.
Yes.
Ju Wenjun, the world champion, is down to her last a little bit more than 2 minutes. She is facing a very, very bad position. She knows it. She knows it. You can see the emotions on her face, and a super concentrated Lei Tinjie. She is not ready to let this win slip away.
Yes, but we have to mention the last 2 times Ju Wenjun wins the world champion against Lucknow and Goratigina. She is the first one to lose the game, and she comes back and wins in the tie breaks. I think the situation. So game is the match is not over.
It's not over by any means, of course. But I think Lei Tinjie will take this win, and she will worry about the rest tomorrow and in the games to come. All she wants to do, all she needs to do, is to bring this victory home. It's never been closer for her. She is about to be to take the lead in her first World Championship match. Ju Wenjun has got only less than 1 minute, 50 seconds to Ju Wenjun. She needs to make a move. Of course, we still have increments. We still will see. We will not see her go down without a fight. But what to do? What would you do? What do you think is the best way to try to get some chances?
Maybe
she takes on A4.
She takes on A4. Yes.
She takes on A4. Immediately, Rook B7 played by Lei Tinjie. She knows that this back rank, it will decide the game, because the rook has to go back. A black rook has to go back in order to keep the bishop. There is a huge difference between yesterday's game, between the last game where Lei Tinjie was black, but she had a lot of moves for her bishop. She could run away. Now this bishop cannot move almost nowhere. For instance, if we go bishop d8, and there are a few problems with this. The simplest one, and the biggest problem, this is the biggest difference between the opposite color bishops and the same color bishops. The bishop can attack one another, even though I cannot draw the arrows correctly.
Yes.
For this reason, Ju Wenjun goes back to a6, but Lei Tinjie, she is really extremely confident. She is blitzing her moves. She has calculated. She sees the win. She knows that she takes the pawn on b6.
Look at the camera. Lei Tinjie, after Lei Tinjie play a move, she just hold his head and focus on the position.
Yeah, you would if you just see her picture, without the board, without the analysis, you would think that she might be losing, right?
Yes.
So razor sharp and focused until with every molecule of her body. C4, Ju Wenjun played c4. She's desperately trying to create some counterplay with the pawn.
But
Rook c6 played by Lei Tinjie.
Yes, it's a very safe move.
Again, when your opponent's rook cannot move the back rank, it's virtually you have an extra rook in the game.
Yes. Well,
b6, b7 is a threat.
Yes.
So I would even say that after c3, you don't even bother taking the pawn. You just keep pushing your own pawn. And the world champion is in big trouble. She plays bishop d8, trying to bail out maybe with rook, with bishop takes b6, maybe. Yes. So she wants to, on b6, she maybe wants to sacrifice this bishop.
Or maybe rook a2, rook b2.
Oh, rook b2,
yes,
rook b2, but still, even here, white would have rook c8 and bishop g5 with a totally winning position.
Yes.
And she doesn't even need to go into this because after bishop d8, I think another move which is quite... Well, there are many moves. I don't know.
Yes,
yeah, I would even consider bishop d6
like
to prevent king from going to e7.
Yes. And
if king e8, then we can go b6, or we can even take the pawn on c4.
Yes,
the computer plays the cold-blooded king h3 to make sure there is no rook a2 check, and then we just push the pawn to b7. But Lei Tinjie, of course, made the human move b6, check on a2. We will see king a3 being played.
Yes, I think.
And if I have to bet, I would say that after rook b2, rook c8,
it's
the game will be
over.
But actually, you know, you could even argue for a move like bishop c7 here. Although the bar doesn't like it, but it's kind of so many options.
Yes.
But normally you want to finish the game as quickly as possible, and this does just that, right?
Yes. Rook c8.
Unless okay, actually, so this might be a slight problem for white because you lose both your pawns. Is still winning, but you will need to make a few more moves, right? You will need to somehow show how you...
Yes, but I think this is really no difficulties.
Yeah, this is no, of course not for a player, and maybe Ju Wenjun will not even keep playing this this position. But Lei Tinjie is obviously taking her time a little bit to check this. The position to make sure that there are no surprising surprising fortresses or of the kind.
Yes. For example, let's say something. If Lei Tinjie can make the e pawn goes to e8 to a promotion to a queen, you need to be careful about something like bishop b6 and rook f2, some checkmate. But just. I just
for instance, let's show it how we can make it work.
It's not easy.
It's not easy to make it work. Lei Tinjie played rook c8.
Yes.
Are we going to see the world champion resign here, or is she going to fight what seems to be a really lost fight already? She is down to her last minute.
Rook b3 here. I have some little
you have
trap.
Some nasty traps. Any trap is always.
Yes. Okay, king g2. I just resigned.
But what? Okay.
Okay. What I want is you to play bishop e3. If you play bishop e3,
I don't.
But what I mean is king e7. Maybe I have some chances for draw.
Because the bishop is pinned now. Yes.
Yes.
And this is an important. And she plays your idea. Okay, so you're not teammates for free, right? You know how each other thinks. Rook b3 is played by the world champion in Lei Tinjie. Does not play bishop e3. King e2 is on the board. Will we see a black take on b6? She
Yes,
does
she
take
does
on
take
d6,
it.
so she is trying her last chance, sacrificing the bishop,
Yes.
and she will then win the pawn on e6. So this is the current position. King goes to e7. Lei
And I
Tinjie is
think the way-
extremely confident in her ability to win this, and rightly so.
Yes, you can play rook d4 or rook c8 easily. Take back the.
So we
c4
will,
pawn.
yeah. So she will probably played rook c8.
It's
On
natural.
rook takes e6. Probably we'll
D.
see king d3 or f3.
I think maybe king d2. Well,
Yeah. Okay. Maybe.
yes.
I
Both-
was thinking to keep the king on the king side, but actually anywhere the king goes is quite okay.
yes.
Because we will take the pawn and then we bring the king either to d5 or to g5. Yes, and then we can just exchange the rooks, I think.
Yes.
And yeah, Lei Tinjie played just as you suggested, which is the more technical way to do that.
Yes.
Taking the pawn back to on c4, and I think the world champion will throw in the towel, because there is really not much she can do in this position. No
Yes.
counterplay. The pawns are going nowhere. They are so blocked. They are waiting to be basically they're waiting to be destroyed one by one.
Yes.
A very sad moment for the world champion, but a fantastic game by Lei Tinjie today.
I think Lei Tinjie even don't make some mistakes today. Maybe some moves at the move maybe bishop e6. This is a mistake, but it's only according to the engine.
Yeah, bishop e6 is according to the engine, and it's because of this very, very specific idea connected with this
Some
queen
bishop
queen c8, d8, or c7, a7.
Yes.
Which is really, I'm not sure we can even consider it as a serious argument, right?
Yes.
But apart from that, it was a perfect game by the challenger. And this is going to... This is all going to be decided very soon.
Yes.
Rook c7 has been played by Lei Tinjie. Black king f6. You know, I'm thinking maybe she is hoping. I was going to say maybe she's hoping for some stalemate ideas.
Yes.
But with those pawns, you don't even have so many because if the bishop is on g5, then you will have this f4 move, and you have this g5 move always.
But I mean, what else can she do now?
Yeah, she has to try, and she's not going to give up very easily.
Yeah.
But look at the Lei. She's extremely confident. Bishop g5 has been played.
Yes, bishop.
And there is also, I think, so king e6 is the only move, and then rook g7.
Rook g7.
And this is
finish.
This is finish, as finish as it can be.
Yes.
Because again, you can the game. You can argue for trying to play on, but. And Ju Wenjun is playing. She played king e5 with the idea.
I think Lei Tinjie will play rook e7 with no hesitation, because actually it is black square.
We said, as we said, the square is dark, and
actually this position even the square is white. I think it's also winning.
Because you have g5, yes.
Yes.
Let's show it. So basically, when we have an opposite colored bishop of the white square, we cannot show it. But
yes, I think we can show it.
I mean, we cannot move the bishop. So basically, what black normally does is to, and Lei, as you correctly predicted, Lei played rook e7.
Yes.
And this is the position. Black will probably play f4.
Yes.
After taking, these pawns are going nowhere, so white can just keep the bishop. Then the king will just, using Zugzwangs, the king will go
to the king side and capture 2 pawns for black.
But you know, this is very tricky because I once had a similar game, but in this position, well, in similar position, I had, and ladies and gentlemen, Ju Wenjun resigned. Lei Tinjie won the first game. The match is, the drawing spell is broken. The challenger takes the lead 1-0 and one decisive game in favor of Lei Tinjie.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Really fantastic game.
If you have been following our live coverage, you have seen that the challenger played an almost perfect technical game. Ju Wenjun, she really made just 2 mistakes in this game.
Yes. I think Ju Wenjun defends it very well. Even some after she goes plays to the losing position, the queen a8, rook a7, all the moves is the best move to make the position still alive. But Lei Tinjie, after 40 moves, she played I think almost all the engine moves. After 40 moves. After
the 40th, but even before, we cannot even say of any inaccuracy by her. But starting with this, after the time control, yes, she really denied all possibilities. She exploited Black's 40th move mistake to the best extent possible, to the maximum, and it's. Well, this is a very, very serious, a serious saying by the challenger. Almost, yes. Yes, the last game. Almost. She was on the verge of winning, yes.
But your opponent plays very well and defends it. Bishop d6 last game, only move, but to save the game. And today you are in the defensive position, and your opponent also played almost all the good moves and makes the win. I think this is a crush win. I have to say.
Yeah, this is.
This is.
I will not say a masterpiece, but it's an extremely strong level of play demonstrated, and we shall not forget she was not playing a kindergarten boy or girl. She was not playing against me. She was playing against the world champion, right? So the opposition was extremely strong, and she still managed to power through. Extremely impressive game by Lei Tinjie. And also, you know, I wanted to say that after, this is also, it didn't come after some huge opening preparation. Right?
Yes.
They were equal basically after, on time after the opening, and also in the position. The position wasn't anything too spectacular for white. So you feel that really the Lei Tinjie outplay her opponent, outplayed Ju Wenjun
in this game
in a fantastic style. And
now I'm very satisfied. I'm very excited.
Sorry, I have to interrupt you because we are being told that we are going to the press conference. We'll see you tomorrow for the 6th game, but you stay for the opening for the press conference. It will be exciting to hear the emotions of the players. Thank you.
Thank you, and see you tomorrow.
Welcome to the press conference after round number 5. Today was the first resultative game. Lei Tinjie won the game and the current score is 3-2. Lei, this is your first victory in the World Championship match. What are the feelings right now?
It was a long game and somehow I thought probably my opponent can defend this endgame, but I just think, okay, I have no risk, so I just wanted to continue the game. And after she played Rook B8, then I have F4 after F4, and I think probably I have chance to win.
Yeah, so at this point, after F4, the first time, was it the thought that you have a winning position? Were you getting a little bit stressed? Was it hard to keep your emotions in check?
No, actually, okay, the position is still very complicated. I'm not sure I'm winning or not during the game, so I just try to find a good move to play and give my opponent to play yeah.
And what do you think were the critical moments today? This Rook B8 F4, something else?
Probably after E5, this position, I don't know if she can play Rook D7 or not. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Ju Wenjun and Taflos, for you today, how was the game from your perspective and what were the biggest challenges?
Well, today I think I was worse and it was some defense and so I guess maybe the 14 move about that. I'm not sure if it's like a good move, because after that somehow it's make more dangerous to defense.
So that's the moment that you regret a little bit. Do you have what do you think you should have played instead?
Okay, some maybe just to hold, like not push this pawn. Maybe some other move like let's say rook b8 or something like queen to some queen moves, something like this.
All right, thank you. And I still have questions from the commentator team. So the first question, Ju Wenjun, is to you as well. Commentators were wondering about the decision to play c5. Can you tell us a little bit what were you hoping for, the idea behind the c5 move, and do you think it was maybe a little bit misplayed, some beginning of trouble?
Yeah, because it's too risky, and after that maybe this structure is just very bad for black.
Okay, thank you. Lei Tinjie, and this will be my last question. It's also from the commentators. Let me check. So the question is, it seems that after the pandemic you have gained a lot of strength, and now you're performing extremely well in most of the events. Almost every tournament you play is a very good one. So can you give us a little bit of background? How have you used the time during the pandemic? Is there some secret?
I mean, just as a professional chess player, if you don't have like a tournament to play or you want to chase some goals, then just stay at home and train.
So you think that the fact that you had no distractions helped you focus on chess more?
I mean, there is nothing I'm worried about in my life, so I can just focus on chess totally.
All right. Thank you so much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move to the Chinese part of the press conference. Xiaobing is now going to ask some questions in Chinese. So thank you again to the players for the answers. And Xiaobing, there you go.
Thank you, Anna. OK， 现在我们有一些中文问题啊。首先还是想我先问一下两位棋手，这盘棋的自己的一个总体的评价和感受吧。雷霆杰先说一下吧。
我觉得这盘棋看起来好像挺平稳的，但我觉得其实也不太平稳。中间的时候我花的时间挺多的，因为我觉得局面可能我好一些，但是我想去突破的话，其实我挺难的。然后最后我选择了其实可能看起来是最没有风险的一路招法。然后临场的话，我不知道对手的压力有多大，但我觉得这个局面，黑的应该可以防守住。然后过了，第一实线以后，我觉得这个棋好像可以长久的下去，然后我就等待机会吧。
在哪一个时刻你觉得你的局面基本上你能够取胜了？
可能他走完车 A7 吧，其实走完车 A7 可能车 A7也可以，然后后 A8吃完了E6，我觉得可能也赢了。对，而且那个时候，对手已经陷入时间恐慌了，所以我觉得那个时候可以确定吧。
那娟君就觉得出了什么问题？这盘棋？
我觉得更多的是一种，可能选择上有点，就是可能，没有什么太大的，或者说是一些 特点嘛，就觉得下的可能比较消极，并且有点奇怪可能。
好，那么下一个问题想问一下两位棋手，其实前4盘棋，两位都说虽然都是和棋，但实际上都是每盘棋都是很紧张的。想问一下两位棋手前4天心理上的压力，和今天这盘棋之后心理上的压力是会增加还是会减少？请问一下前4盘棋心理上的压力有多少？有几分？任君。
我觉得4盘的压力啊，就是肯定是要比其他的比赛会多一些吧。但是真的要说有很多压力，我觉得其实也怎么说呢？压力是这个比赛必须要承受的一方面嘛。
那今天这盘棋之后，就是说下的处理的不是特别好，像你刚才说的选择出了点问题。那你觉得可能会因为输了一盘棋会压力增加，还是会反而会放下一些自己的包袱？
我觉得就是我觉得可能还是怎么说呢？还是正常继续进行比赛吧。对我来说，每一盘棋都是一个全新的一盘棋，所以我不会去想太多之前的比赛吧，可能就还是从新开始。
雷霆杰呢？前4天，因为你是第一次参加这个世界冠军对抗赛，前4天心理上的压力有几分？如果满分是10分的话，你觉得你的达到几分？
我觉得参加这个比赛，我感觉我就是开开心心来的，然后下比赛嘛，下棋嘛，就挺开心的。然后可能第4盘棋的话，母姐给我的压力会比较大，因为棋比较复杂，然后在后面，尤其是我没有时间的情况下，但那盘棋守住了以后，就会觉得，可能会有一些新的开始，可能甚至会暗示自己会有好的开始。对于压力这个事情来讲的话，你要是觉得有压力，那你肯定有压力；你要觉得你没有压力，那肯定就没有压力了。所以我觉得，就是胜负其实是并不能改变你对下棋的一个态度，或者说压力的存在。虽然说我现在比分是领先，但是比赛还有很长，比赛有起伏是非常正常的。所以我觉得，接下来我也会继续去努力，然后我会尽量保持之前那个开心的状态。
好，我没有其他问题，其他有媒体朋友有问题吗？
我觉得喜悦也不能表现出来，对吧？这个赢了一盘棋，你这辈子已经赢过很多一盘棋了，可能在我看来，这可能是一场重要的胜利。但是我觉得，就有的时候其实是这样的，就是你赢了一盘棋，你反而会感觉自己会更沉稳一点。对，但是可能等新闻发布会结束了，我还是嘻嘻哈哈
的。好，那今天的新闻发布会就到这里，谢谢两位棋手 ，Thank you， 安娜，
谢谢。